In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to find the oxidation number of an element in a compound. So the following are the rules that will help us to find these oxidation numbers. And the first one here is that the oxidation number of a free element is 0. So in their natural state, when they are not combined, the oxidation number is 0. Rule 2 is that the oxidation number of hydrogen is +1 in all of its compounds, except in metal hydrides, where it is -1. The oxidation number of monoatomic ion is the charge of that ion. So this is rule 3. Rule 4, the oxidation number of fluorine is always -1 in all of its compounds. And the fifth rule is that the sum of the oxidation number of polyatomic ions is the charge of that polyatomic ion. The sixth rule is that chlorine, bromine, and iodine have an oxidation number of -1, but will have a positive oxidation numbers when combining with oxygen. So it can have 0, +1, +2. It can have different positive oxidation numbers when it combines with oxygen. So depending on the type of compound. Rule 7, the oxidation number of oxygen is -2 in all of its compounds except for peroxides where it is -1. Rule 8, the oxidation number of group 1 elements is +1 in all of its compounds except for hydrogen. Okay, already we said that hydrogen is -1 when it is combining with metals to form hydrides. So that is why except for hydrogen is in this sentence. Rule 6, the oxidation number of group 2 elements is +2 in all of its compounds. Rule 10, the oxidation number of all neutral compounds is equal to 0. All right, so these rules will help us to solve some of these examples I have. So the first example I have here is, what is the oxidation number of sulfur in H2SO4? So if we are to solve this, the first thing we need to do is to ask ourselves what each of these elements is in this compound. So we remember that hydrogen is positive or +1 when it is combining with other elements except for hydrides. So in this case, hydrogen will be +1. And because there is 2 there, so you multiply it by 2. And for sulfur, we don't know what it is. That is what they're asking us. So you put the X there. And oxygen is always -2 in all of its compounds, except for peroxides. So for this case, this is not peroxide. So that will be -2 multiplied by 4. So this times this will give you 2. And of course, this is a neutral compound. And the last rule told us that the sum of the oxidation number of a neutral compound is equals to 0. So this is a neutral compound. So the sum of all the oxidation numbers should be equals to 0. Okay, so there are two ways to go about this. Before that, let's multiply this. This is 2 plus x, we don't know what that is, plus this is -8. Okay, equals 0. So there are two ways you can solve this. You can just try to give this a value that will make everything here to be equals to 0. And if we do that, it will be 6. If we put 6 here, this will be 2 plus 6 will be 8. Of course, 8 minus 8 will give you 0. Okay, plus multiplied by negative sign is minus. Okay, so now this is the easy way if you will not make any mistake. If not, we can go do all the maths involved, and that will be 2 plus x minus 8 equals 0. Okay. Okay, so if we're to do the maths in this case, all we just need to do here is to put the like terms together. And if we were to bring s here and put this on the other end. So what we have is x plus 2. And of course, this multiply will become 8. And we'll have this. Now, x plus this minus 8 will give us minus 6. All right, so our x will be equals to, this is going to move to the right-hand side, and the equals to sign here is going to change this to positive, and the value of our sulfur will be plus 6. So this is a longer route. Okay, so for this one, we were asked to find the oxidation number of iron in this compound. And if you look at this, you see that it's a polyatomic ion. So it has this charge. It means that the sum of each oxidation number here should be equals to -2. So if this is the case, we have, if we are to solve this, we start this, we do not know this, but it has a value of 2. So it will be 2 into the Fe. We don't know what that is. And then plus oxygen is originally -2. So you will have -2 multiplied by 3. Okay, because of this 3, and everything should be equals to -2. Now, if we do the shortcuts, what can we have here that would combine with the value here to give us this? Now, if we multiply -2 by 3, we'll have -6. Okay, and here, if we add 2, if we make this 2, that will be 2 times 2, that will be 4. 4 minus 6 is going to give us -2. So that makes it straightforward, right? But if doing it this way will make you, kind of make some mistakes, it will be better to like write everything out. So this is what we're going to have. Okay, so this times this is minus. We don't need to keep putting it there. So put this, and this will be, of course, this will be 6. Okay, equals to this. So we put like terms together. We have this will then be equal to, this moves to this side, and you have, okay, so -6 will move to this other end and turn to plus. So you have plus 6 at this end. Now -2 plus 6 is going to give us 4. So you have this equals 4. All right, so in order to make Fe the subject of the formula, we divide all through by 2, and that gives us 2. So the value for the Fe is equals to plus 2. Okay, so that is how you solve for this. If we are to show all the steps. If not, all you just need to do is make sure that whatever you have here, when it combines with what you have at this end, must be equals to -2. Okay, so if we just had put the 2 here, 2 multiplied by 2 would be 4, and then -6 gives you -2, so you know that the right answer should be 2. Okay, all right, so this other one says, what is the oxidation number of each of the substances in the following reaction? So we are going to solve for each of them. All right, now for this first one, we know that chlorine in all of its compounds, except when it's combining with oxygen, is -1. We multiply it by the 2, right? We do not know what this is. So this would be 10 plus this. This is the neutral compound, so everything has to be equals to 0. So it means that this plus this should be equals to 0. Your Sn should be equals to this. When it moves to that end, becomes plus 2. So this is it. So SN is +2 and chlorine in this case is -1. Okay. Then for this, you have these two affects both the ion and the Cl. So we know that we do not know this, but we know that chlorine is -1. So -1 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 3. That's what you will have. So we have 2 plus 2Fe plus this will be -2 times 3, which will be -6. So everything has to be equal to 0 too. It's a neutral compound. Now this is going to then be equals to this goes there and it becomes positive. So Fe is going to be 6 divided by 2 and that will give us 3. So Fe is equals to 3, your Cl is equals to -1. And here the difference is that here you had 3, here you had 2, okay? So you just need to change this here, all right? So all I just need to do for this one here is put 2 here instead, and 2 times 2 would be 4, okay? So 2 times 2 will be 4. So everything you have here would just be a little bit different. So this will be 4, here will be 4, here will be 4. Then of course when we do this it becomes 2. So for this is what you will have. Your ion will be 2, chlorine will be -1. Okay, so for this one we have this plus, of course this is -1 multiplied by 4, and everything has to be equals to 0. Then this is -4 plus 0. Sn would then be equals to this moves to this other side and gives you +4. So this will be the oxidation number of thing in this compound. And of course, chlorine is still -1. Okay. So here we were asked to find the oxidation number of chromium in this compound. All right, so calcium is group 2 elements, and we were told that group 2 elements we have +2 charge. Okay, so it means that this will be 2 plus, we do not know what chromium is, so we have 2 in front multiplied by this, then plus, in this case oxygen is -2, so you have this multiplied by 7, and this is a neutral compound, so everything has to be equals to 0. Okay, we can do the shortcut, make sure everything here equals to 0, and that will give you an idea of what this is going to be. Or we continue, this will be 2Cr plus, okay, this multiplied by that will give you 14 equals 0. If we put all the like terms together, we have 2Cr, we have this, okay, this plus minus this will give us -12 equals 0. Okay, all right, 2Cr will be equals to 12 moves to this side and turns to the sign turns to plus, and to get just the chromium you divide all through by 2 and that will give us 6. So chromium will be equals to +6 in this compound. Okay, now the next one is, what is the oxidation number of hydrogen in sodium hydride? Now remember the rule that says hydrogen is -1 in hydrides, so we don't have to bother so much to do so many things. You just give the value -1. Okay. If you also want to solve for this, you can go ahead and do that. Sodium is in group 1, so sodium is going to be +1, and of course, +1 minus 1 will be equals to 0. This is a neutral compound, so everything will be equals to 0.